Hey, what's going on YouTube? Swift bringing you a brand new video. Alright guys, so today we are on some RuneScape and we are going to be salvaging some shipwrecks. Specifically these pirate ones you see behind me. We're going to get right to that, but first we're going to be attempting this starting at level 68 sailing, and then this is my current setup. We've got the dual mithril cannons, Cabin Boy Jenkins, and then Jobless Jim. So the goal of this video is to acquire and loot over 9,000 of the pirate shipwreck. Since we have to loot that many, well, I may as well get started. Just wanted to get these details noted, and without further delay, let's get to the video. Alright guys, just a quick update for you. I am starting out here, one of my first runs, and I'm just kind of getting this down. We've got a couple of pirate shipwrecks. We are going to be wrapping up the first official run. I kind of did a bit before just to kind of test it out. This is where I currently am. So we're going to be wrapping up this first run here. Pretty much got a full cargo hold. We're going to wait for these to respawn. For example, so where I'm starting out, I am northeast of Pirates Cove here. You can see my position. So we're kind of by Lunar Isle and some of these other fremennik isles, trying to get some training going, and eventually we will be looting these plundered salvages, and once I get over 9,000 we will see what the end result is and kind of go from there. So it should be fun, and we are what, 200 or so in to the 9,000. We'll fast forward and get you to the end and we'll go from there. Thanks. All right guys, so we are back. I am level 74 and we are pretty much at our goal of getting to over 9,000 of these pirate shipwrecks salvaged. And I gotta say that this was a grind, but something different. I will say it's one of the more interesting goals that I've had. I mean, I just kind of set out and did this, and yeah, mission accomplished. So we're going to be getting on to the next phase here of sorting through all the salvage. And you're probably wondering why I don't have a salvaging station here on my boat. I kind of just train a bit differently. I was going purely for salvage collection, so I wasn't sorting at sea. You can see we are here kind of by the Lunar Isle, but mainly it's the Pirates Cove area, so that would be northwest of the cove, right there at the shipwreck spot. We're going to be sorting through this salvage in a different area, so we're going to get to that here in just a moment. But lastly, this is my setup real quick. If you're wanting to go through the pirate shipwrecks and salvage these, my layout for my boat is a bit different than a lot of other players, but we'll kind of go over it. So you can see here, I've got a couple crew members. We've got Jobless Jim, he's just kind of roaming around, honestly. Adventurer Ada, which I have navigating the helm, usually, not always, but usually, to save a little bit of time. And then mainly Cabin Boy Jenkins, and then I have 2 kegs of Whirlpool Surprise. So one by the helm and one by my side, the player side, salvaging hook. And the reason for this is because, for those that don't know, when you have a boost, especially from, say, Whirlpool Surprise here, +3 visible sailing level, and then I believe you get a 2 invisible added to it. So what I tried to do to get the salvage as quickly as possible is I make sure that I have all of my cups filled with, or glasses filled with, the Whirlpool Surprise, and I make sure that I'm constantly at the highest visible level so that when I deploy my salvaging hook, not only will I, but also my crew will be salvaging just a little bit faster. And I basically do this once a minute. So like I'll drink and then salvage, and then once I see the boost run down, then I take another sip and then go from there. That's kind of how I've been doing it, and it does seem to help hopefully that helps you guys out. Maybe you can try this boat setup and see if it works for you. All right, so we're gonna be heading back. Lastly, I don't know about you guys, but training sailing, man, you know, we've got these boats that are made out of various material, camper and stuff like that. So I figure, you know, it's like, well, they put these shipwrecks in a certain way usually. Why don't you just go and train with authority and just smash into the shipwrecks? You know what I mean? All right, so we're gonna be heading back and getting on to sort through all of this salvage. It's gonna take me about 5 hours to do. We'll get to that in a minute, and then I will show you at the end of the video what I was able to get from all the salvage. All right, everyone, so we are here at the Ruins of Unkah, and this is where we will be sorting through our salvage that we have gathered over the past 15 hours or so. It's going to take me about 5 hours of consistent sorting to get through all of the salvage for the video, and at the very end I'm going to be posting all that I got with the before and after of the loot tracker so that you can see in total what I was able to get after 5 hours of sorting. Over 9,000 pirate salvage from the shipwrecks. In a little bit here we will have those results, so stay tuned. So we're gonna do the first batch here, and then we will fast forward to the very end 5 hours from now. All right, everyone, so we are back. This is the last batch of plundered salvage to go through and sort. So we are going to do that here. You'll get to see what I get from my last inventory of salvage. Hopefully we get something cool. Definitely lots of jewelry. Well, pretty much all jewelry so far. That's kind of funny. Oh, there's the first rum. That'd be so funny if there was a coin or a dragon cannonball, but I highly doubt it. Alright, and that's it for all of the salvage. I'm going to go ahead and tally everything up, and we'll get you the final GE sales numbers and go through profit, XP per hour, and all that. And should be pretty fun. Alright guys, welcome back. We're going to be adding these fremennik shipwrecks to the agenda. Not only did we loot 9,000 pirate shipwrecks, but we're also going to be looting 9,000 of these fremennik ones as well. So just to give you an idea of my setup, now that we are 84 sailing, believe it or not, is I've got, let's see, this is the ironwood cargo hold. I have a salvaging station, which I don't use. We'll get to that later. I've got 2 kegs of the same thing, but eventually it's going to be the +1 for the range for the cannon, the bitter one. I think I'll replace this keg with it. Anyways, I've got the rune salvaging hooks, and then what I'm doing is I've got the preserve prayer active, which, if you didn't know, your boosted stats last 50% longer. That's why I have a prayer potion with me. And then once I see that my sailing level's boosted, then I deploy the hook and go from there. So I am going to head to the Ruins of Unkah, and I am going to start sorting through the salvage. I might be a bit over my goal, but we're definitely over 9,000, which is the main goal. And I will go ahead and fast forward to that. All right, everyone, we are back at the Grand Exchange. Here is the inventory of all of the noted items that we got from our over 9,000 pirate shipwrecks, specifically the plundered salvage. And it's pretty interesting how it turned out. I've sorted these by the items that had the highest quantity to the lowest, and then that's for all the noted items, and then the cannonballs I kind of did separately. All in all, so this is pretty interesting to me. You had 1,770 gold rings, all the way down to 6 rune scimitars, which is interesting as well. And then for the cannonballs, you've got 907 mithril and so on. But we ended up getting 3 dragon cannonballs out of the over 9,000. So yeah, that's about 1 in 3,000. And the thing of it is, though, I think I got 4 of those shiny coins that give you either the 10,000 XP or the 5,000 coins. So really, I got 7 drops that were 1 in 3,000 out of the over 9,000. So I think for those odds, we did pretty good. All in all, this was pretty fun, and now we're going to get to the last part. I'm going to sell all these items here at the Grand Exchange, and we're going to tally up all of the proceeds, and then we'll give you the final profit per hour and XP per hour and all that. All right, guys, we are back here at the GE. I was able to sort through over 9,000 fremennik salvage, and this is my inventory of everything before we sell at the GE. So you can see Astral Runes was at the top here, over 1,400 of those. And I got 2 smashed mirrors and 5 rosewood seeds, just some notable drops. Oh, and like 30 of each of these fremennik helms, basically, which is actually kind of wild. We're going to sell all this stuff at the GE, and then I'm going to get you the grand tally of everything once it's sold. All right, so the moment you've all been waiting for. The grand total was almost 5.6 million GP, and this is how it broke down. So we ended up selling, for example, all of those gold rings for just over 272,000, and we'll go up here slowly just so you can see, because we did a lot of selling here. But yeah, I mean, a lot of sapphire rings. That was a pretty good amount there. Almost 100,000 from selling all that rum. That's funny. I know a lot of people drop the rum, but it's like, you know, would you drop 97K? No? Alright, and then we're gonna go to all these other ones. We've got oyster pearls. That's interesting. Wow. Ruby bracelets, 802,000 from all that. These bracelets, we did pretty good with these bracelets. They're probably the winners, because I mean the other ones, well, it's a matter of quantity too. But interesting on that. Continue going up here. We've got diamond rings and bracelets, pretty much equal there. Although the bracelets have the edge, actually. I was saying in quantity, but yeah, the bracelets have the edge though in price. The mahogany repair kits get almost 90K from the rune scimitars, and then we have the cannonballs. I could just buy the dragon ones back, but I wanted to sell everything though. 907 mithril cannonballs, but that was outdone by the 449 adamant ones for 232,000. So that was very fun. It was a bit of a grind, honestly, but at the same time, I don't really think anyone's done a video quite to this extent on these plundered salvages. Again, this was something that I wanted to do. We ended up getting to level 77 sailing from level 68. So I've got my calculator here, and I did the math, and I gained 870,606 XP from when I started to initially get the salvage to just a bit ago when I finished up sorting through it. And it took me all in all about 20 and a half hours to do all that, which, yeah, that's a lot of time, trust me. the average XP rate overall was 42,469. So that gives you an idea of what you're looking at. If you were to follow my method of training from level 68 to 77, long story short, you would just go to any of the pirate shipwreck spots, whichever you prefer, but I used the one that was by the Lunar Isle, and then you just try to get as much as you can, either banked or sorted, and then you kind of go from there, and it's just a matter of time, and then you will get the XP in no time. So hope that helps. Oh, and one last thing. So we just went over the XP. As far as the GP per hour, let's do that real quick. So we have our value here, and let me just calculate that real quick. It took me about 5 hours to sort through all the salvage. So as far as strictly salvaging per hour, we're going to take our gold here, the number we've got, and we're going to divide that by 5 because it took me 5 hours. All right, and the grand total, the average was about 1.12 million per hour. As far as sorting through on its own. But if you were to take the gold amount divided by 20.5, that gets you 272,566 GP. And I'm pretty sure that that is higher than the wiki average. It's not going to be by a ton, but it is more. So make of that what you will. I just thought that this was an interesting attempt at this. All right, everyone, we're here at the GE, and after selling everything that we had in the inventory from the fremennik salvage, my grand total, 7.838 million GP in 25 hours from start to finish of acquiring and then sorting through fremennik salvage, which if you average it out per hour, I made about 313k per hour, which is higher than the wiki average, and yet the average salvage value is about the same, I believe. It's 843 coins per salvage. So this was pretty fun. A bit of a grind, I'll be honest with you, but I wanted to do this video, and it's one of those goals I had in mind where once I set out to do it, I thought, well, I may as well do it. And it started with the pirate salvage, and then it ended up becoming kind of a 2-for-1 where I'm like, you know what? Since this is taking a while, I may as well go for the fremennik salvage as well. So here we are. I want to say the all-in total between with both salvages, so the pirate and the fremennik, I think is like 14 million GP. So over 18,000 salvage yields about 14 million GP in total, something like that. I'll put it in the comment or something, the official tally. But anyways, guys, thanks so much for stopping by. I do appreciate it. Hopefully you make a lot of gold from what you've learned in watching this video, and good luck to you while you sort through your salvage, and hopefully you get some good drops. All right, guys. So feel free to like the video, subscribe if you're new, and we will catch you on the next one. Peace, everybody.